there's one person in the family who definitely got up to some unscrupulous things that they absolutely...
Was it me?
It was...
In this one?
Yeah, it's in this one. It's this one. Let me show you which one it is.
Unbelievable. There were some characters.
The one below the picture. I don't think there's any, like...
Salacious.
No. It's very salacious. It's very salacious.
What?
It's extremely salacious.
Was he a Phillips?
Also, have a look while I figure this out. Oh, no, it's not that one. Sorry. Let me go to the... Actually, let me get it, because I remember... I had it. Yeah, I had it. Dude, it was so funny when I was reading this.
Wow.
One of your family members was an absolute fiend. The thing he was getting up to...
Was he Butcher Pete?
Not far off it. Butchering stuff, for sure.
Yeah, that means he was a philanderer. That means a cheater, right?
I can't find it exactly. I don't know where it was, but okay, I'll just tell you roughly.
Okay, let's see if you can remember.
And maybe Ian can find the details later on. Basically, so one of your relatives was very happily married in Merthyr Tydfil and decided, we ball, I'll move to America and just start a new family without having to, like...
What about his previous wife?
He just left. He genuinely just... So, the fun fact about this is Pete did the exact same thing.
I hadn't even seen my kids since I moved here.
So they had found, by comparing, like, the records, that, like, yeah, one of your family members had literally just said, like, no, I'm out, I'm gonna do my own thing. And then just, like, left his Merthyr family, got on a boat to America, didn't tell his new wife, presumably, that he was married and had a kid.
So wait,
they had a
he
kid as well.
Successfully got remarried?
Well, yeah, but back then there was no... Okay. Back then there was no kind of...
What do you mean? You couldn't just find a piece and say, I'll marry you?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was America in like it was like the 1900s. There was
he had riz for sure. He was
Absolutely.
also a scumbag, but...
And yeah, so I thought that was very funny, and they did have more detail about it. It was
Where did he end up? Cleveland?
well, as all the crooks and vagrants do. But yeah, he did, they just issued you a wife back then. That's true, that is how we... But no, he just fled and left his family.
What a dork.
Back in Merthyr. And like, he literally had like kids and
What
just
an absolute
left.
loser.
And then went to America and started a brand new family.
In Cleveland.
And got married again without annulling or getting divorcing.
You know, with a lot of these things, I'm not defending him at all.
Like Andrew Tate, you're like... But look, I mean, he was on that grind set. He understood that two's better than one.
Whose fault is it really?
She was probably nagging.
Hey, go to the mines. Why don't you mind your own business, bitch? You just gotta get out. I understand it. So okay, yeah, he sucks. That's bad. But
No, I just thought it was funny because we all have that one black sheep in the family that.
I have several, I assume.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah, it's definitely in there. It's like old Robert James Halfield.
Oh, the Halfield.
I knew the Halfields were
the
based.
Halfield. Well, hello. So Robert Halfield had married in 1901, and a child was born of that marriage the following year. However, a newspaper article from the 21st of April 1983 reveals that he had deserted his wife. In fact, this research had been able to establish that not only did he leave his wife and child, but he had left Merthyr Tydfil and fled the country in 1903 when he sailed to the US. The first record of him in the US dates from 1909 when he married an Elizabeth Louvain Bethel. He had not divorced his wife back in Wales, who was still alive that year. So the marriage was bigamous. Divorce in the UK was fairly difficult to achieve at that point in history, as it was an expensive process, and so many people either opted to live with a new spouse instead, and or lie about their marital status.
Wow.
Others, however, erroneously believed that if they had separated 7 years, which was then legally the time that had to pass before an individual was presumed dead, if they had not been heard of, they could remarry. This may be why Robert presumed for if he had left his wife in late 902, the 7 years would have elapsed, and he would have then been able to marry in the US.
So he married in 1909 in US?
Yeah.
He followed the rules.
There is some evidence that his wife back in Wales presumed that he was dead, and
that's sad.
The statement made by John Halfield on 1911 census is a very strong suggestion, therefore, that the Halfield family themselves also presumed this, which in the turn of the course indicate that Robert had not been in touch with his family.
That's actually quite tragic.
That is quite sad.
Oh, that's sad. That's very sad. Nobody would actually wish that. That's terrible.
I think this is another one where there is photographic evidence of him. I think
Which Halfield was that? Was this taken in Tokyo, Japan?
the bigamous Robert.
Well,
Which one? I went with that one in
That's-
but I thought that was the close second.
they're both embarrassing, those damn Halfields. You know what's crazy is like he just got on a boat and was like, I'm out, right? You could rewrite my own history and make your own assumptions. I need to know how many years passed from when I left America to when I married Yuki. And if it's like 7.
So you can say, I need to know how many people in Missouri think I'm dead. It's been 7
Most of them, I think, presume he's dead.
There's a lot of Clevelanders who have been looking for those black and whites. Oh, that's funny.